I'm here with Leonel Fernandez, former president of the Dominican Republic, who served as president on 3 terms, 1996 to 2000, 2004 to 2008, and 2008 to 2012. And I want him to talk to us a little bit about what are some of the defining characteristics of the presidency as an institution in the Dominican Republic.
Well, the presidency in the Dominican Republic as an institution has been framed according to the U.S. system. Because when we achieved our independence back in 1844, it was having the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution of Philadelphia, 1787, as a major reference. So the presidency is a creation of the United States political system that was transferred to all Latin America, rejecting the European model, which was founded on the monarchy, the concept of monarchy. So in our case, in the Dominican Republic, where democracy has really has been for a short time, the last 40 plus years, we hold elections every 4 years, and there has been now a tradition of transitioning power from one party to another. Coming into office then as president, you have a cabinet members who attend and work on the different issues that are of concern for the nation. You have a Minister of Education, a Minister of Higher Education, a Minister of Health, Public Works, etc. And each one is responsible for the area that he has been appointed to, and they report directly to the president. Now the president holds frequent meetings with all his cabinet members where they make major decisions in the different fields, in the different areas. A priority, of course, always has to be about economic growth as the basis for economic and social development. So we pay much attention on how we can grow the different sectors of our economy. In the case of the Dominican Republic, there has been, I would say, concentration in particular areas like tourism, which represents about 12% of our GDP. You also have free trade zones, which are manufacturing plants with foreign direct investments, basically from the U.S. They're basically focused on apparel, footwear, in plastics and medical devices. They generate jobs in the Dominican Republic. At this point, over 200,000 jobs, direct jobs, right? And then we have the local sector, which would be the agricultural sector, local manufacturing, right, and social services like trade and the financial sector. So we have to look at it from a holistic point of view, integrated point of view. So we have to work out with all these sectors that they do well, so that they can have an impact in the well-being of the population. Of course, there's some very specific areas in our case in the Dominican Republic that traditionally have been in deficit, like the electric system, the electrical energy system, which needs a subsidy each year from the government, right? We have to work in our budgetary system. Each year, by the month of September, October, we have to work out for the next year's budget, as it's been done at this point in the Dominican Republic. We have to work out on security issues. We have to protect the lives and property of our citizens on the border with Haiti, which is also a major risk and a threat for the Dominican sovereignty. And so there's so many areas that we have to focus on in order to guarantee safety, guarantee prosperity and well-being for the people of the Dominican Republic.
You served, as I mentioned already, on 3 occasions as president, and also very different periods, late 1990s, 2000s. Can you tell us a little bit about what you consider some of the highlights of your administrations are, your legacy as president?
My vision was always modernizing the Dominican Republic. I saw that there was a lot of backwardness in many ways. And so with a reference here in the U.S., in Europe, and in the major economies and countries in Latin America, especially Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, they represented like a role model for the Dominican Republic at the time. But the main element that was followed during my administration was transforming the Dominican Republic, modernizing the Dominican Republic in all its aspects, in public services, especially in the bureaucracy side. people that were demanding services from government, let's say a passport, a driver's license, or whatever. These services were very weak in the Dominican Republic and required intermediaries that made it more expensive for the people. So those very little things made a change. Transportation system, for example, all of this coming together during my first administration was key. It looks little, but when you have to buy some service from the government and there's some intermediaries that make everything difficult, making those changes was significant in the Dominican Republic. Now, the thing is, our main objectives were guaranteeing a democratic political stability in the country. That means respecting political parties, funding those parties, and guaranteeing electoral integrity in all the different processes we had. Through a democratic political system, stable democratic political system, you can get the rest, because you'll have the trust of the citizenry in order to move forward with the economy, with the social issues. People are very sensible to social issues. They want to have quality education. They want to have access to education, but also the healthcare system, social security. They want jobs, and jobs have to be created not only by the government, but enabling the private sector to invest and create those jobs, right? People would like to go abroad. You have to create those conditions for people going abroad. And then infrastructure. In every locality, in every municipality, people want to see changes, the modernization process, getting there. So building schools, building hospitals, building roads, enabling the electrical system to be accessible to everyone, water supply system, those infrastructure projects are key to development in our countries. And I will say a major achievement was the construction of an underground metro system in the Dominican Republic. It created a sense of pride because people in principle did not think that we were able to build an underground metro system. And now it's been followed by other governments after I left office in 2012. The other thing was our participation in international affairs. Dominican Republic was isolated, practically isolated from international affairs. So we were able to open up to other European countries, especially Spain, France, Germany, the UK. In Asia, I was able to travel to Japan, to South Korea, to Singapore, to Taiwan, and we opened trade and investments from all those countries. So overcoming that isolation, I think, was critical for getting investments, commercial trade, and financial resources from all those countries that really made the Dominican Republic one of the fastest growing economies in the region.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.